We will call this June 1st Brown County Commission meeting to order. We'll start off with the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Morning.
First item, we have the approval of the agenda.
Move.
Second. Moved by Sutton, second by Piker to approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a public hearing package off-sale liquor license. What was that? We have the... You got the back of there?
Those are the off-sale liquor license, the four ones that we have added.
I just give them the packet though.
Not this week, they were last week, weren't they?
Okay, is that what we're... I guess I'm...
The second reading
Second
approval.
Yep, it's required to have a public hearing when any new license is issued, so we have 4 new applicants for package off-sale liquor license. They've all been approved by the sheriff, they've all paid, and they've all turned in their application in its completeness. Nobody here from the public came to contest them, so if you'd like to approve them, they take effect on July 1, so we get those sent off.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kempley to approve the approval of the package off-sale liquor license. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now there's one just right down the road from me, life is good. Yeah, exactly.
We have Judy with maintenance, bid opening on the 124 building windows replacement. Do we have any bids, Judy?
Oh, let's see. Exciting.
Can I actually get materials?
Well, we get the bids, but we may have to wait a year to get the windows.
Right.
Well, it looks like we have one from House of Glass.
Was there a guesstimate on those, what it was gonna cost?
I put, I had an estimate of like 85,000.
Where did I have 124,000 in my year?
That was possibly the,
Probably a little more realistic now.
yeah, probably now.
That was with the 40% increase now.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's honestly what I had in my head.
Oh, I think possibly the roof. I think the roof was 130.
Roof.
Thank you.
Did you get this?
Only white, huh?
Yep. Then we have the bid on the $81,975.
Say it one more time?
$81,975, and that's from the House of Glass. And I have the bid bond.
How many windows is that?
It's 28 windows.
Does that replace all the windows in that building then, Judy?
Yep.
That's everything?
Yep, even the 2 weird sizes. We have 26 units that are a certain size, and we have 2 windows that are a different size. That replaces all the outside windows.
Are those like Anderson, or what kind of are they like a really nice window?
I'm going with the Marco, and it's got the blinds in them, just like what they have now. And then what I did is I put a louver in each window, or a hopper, so that they can actually open up and get fresh air, and they don't have to, I mean, we go through some seasons where maybe just all they have to do is open up a window, just like what you guys have. So I put hoppers in all of them. I was not going to put hoppers in all of them, and then I thought, by the time you pick and choose, and most of all the offices have like 1 window anyway, so just put all hoppers in,
Yep.
and that way it's uniform.
And any kind of special security on those windows? Or is it just
Special,
I mean, they're not like,
they're not.
okay.
Is that an aluminum clad window, or a vinyl window, or a wood window?
Aluminum, supposed to be aluminum.
Aluminum, okay.
You
I
want
like what they have up there now.
a chance to review that at all, or
No.
you okay with it?
I'm okay with it, yep,
That's your recommendation?
yeah.
Move. Second.
Moved by Weiss, second by Sutton to approve the replacement of the windows in the 124 building for $81,975. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That'll get done yet this summer?
My last project to get bid out, so.
Very good.
Okay. Next, we have
It'll be a
the
surprise, huh?
Yeah.
New Angus beef plant resolution for solid waste permit. I believe they are on Zoom with us.
Yep, Dan is
Okay.
Dan, are you with us?
He's not muted already.
Morning, Mike. Morning.
Uh,
Well, I'd move it. I didn't see a problem with it.
I'd second it. I did receive it a little sooner, but I didn't get a chance to review the nutrient management plan last night. That's exactly what I was looking for, so I'm okay with it.
We got a motion by Kipley, a second by Weiss to approve the New Angus beef plant resolution for solid waste permit. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you to them for getting that information to me and us.
And just to note, we did have it last Wednesday, Thursday-ish, but we had computer issues on our side getting it out.
Yep.
So it wasn't their deal.
Yep, nope, I did get it, I appreciate that.
You want to do a couple of years? We have a few minutes before Dirk comes in.
Sure. Okay. Approved general meeting minutes of last week, May 25, 2021.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Piker, second by Weiss to approve the general meeting minutes of May 25th, 2021. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Claims,
Move.
second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kipley to approve claims. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
HR report,
Second.
Moved by Kipley, second by Weiss to approve the HR report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
set hearing date and authorize advertising temporary ordinance regarding the issuance of local medical cannabis establishment permits and/or licenses.
Move. Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to set the hearing date to authorize advertising temporary ordinance regarding the issue of local cannabis establishment permits or in license. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Claim deeds,
Move. Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to approve the quick claim deeds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
that'll be it.
Did we do fair contracts?
There was no word.
There's no
There
fair
were-
contract.
Okay. Okay. Is Dirk with us?
Yep.
Morning.
Good morning.
We'll give you a minute and a half early run on this. How's that?
Wow, that's new. Got 5 minutes to go.
Got 4 or 5 right-of-ways this morning. The first one is for Bill Edwards up in, off of Road 7 up here. It's to clean blow dirt. It's in that mile right there. It's mostly cleaning blow dirt out of the ditch. Fortunately, Kendall and Bader were up there looking at something else when they got the phone call, so they were able to go over and visit with him. And, my understanding is it's not a huge drainage deal, it's just getting the topsoil back up on the field, so I don't have a problem with it. And Scott, if you had a comment, you can throw them in there, but
Well, we've discovered there's a culvert in an approach is what happened. One that wasn't documented or marked, and then basically all that dirt's kind of covering it up. So they're gonna clean that out to make it usable.
change the elevation of the top of the approach a little bit, but it's not, I would be squawking more if it was truly a hardcore drainage thing like's happened in the past. I mean, you guys, if you've driven around, you've seen that on the north and west side. There's lots of good soil, which I just assumed we went and took it because black dirt costs almost as much as asphalt does, but for that purpose, I don't have a problem with that one.
I'll move approval. Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to approve the right-of-way for removal of topsoil. All in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, these next 4 are all for Northern Valley, and it's just another extension of the big project. I'll just go through all 4 of them if you want to do it with just one. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
For me.
Okay. So these are all the same thing. It's just updating the existing service and changing it from copper to fiber. And they're all in the same general area. One of them is Road 9, goes 3 miles right there before you get to 281.
This is Berrien line, is what we're doing?
Yeah.
It's,
Fiber.
it's
Okay.
just updating the fiber. It's plowing in the ditch bottom, and then it bores anywhere it's gonna intersect
How
anything.
deep is that plowing?
Well, it's gotta be more than, yeah, it's gotta be,
24 inches?
it's gotta be at least that. They haven't tried to hand any more responsibility back to the counties for the right-of-ways. There was a law went through a few years ago where if we went out to mow or pick up trash, you would have had to call in a locate. And I think we managed to keep that down to, I think it's 18 inches.
18 inches, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
This one's on some different spots coming down Brown County 10, so from the correction line up to 120th Street, so those 4 miles in there. And as you probably noticed, I mean, all this stuff, the next one we're gonna talk about is on 11. It's, you know, they work in areas and it's kind of contiguous, so. Okay, the third one is back on Road 9. And that's just continuing up here and going 1, 2, 3 miles. Right there. And I don't know if you guys have had any feedback from the public about, I mean, these guys have been running all over hell. You probably noticed them in the red pickups.
I haven't heard any complaints or
I haven't heard
comments
anything.
at all.
I did get, somebody must have called you and you forwarded them to me about their ditch. They like mowing their ditch and it was a little rough.
I don't remember a call.
Cat tracks will do that, but not by much.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things, what our expectation in the county ditch is one thing, but a lot of times the landowners sort of, you know, they put a
They've
lot
been
of...
grooming it.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into it sometimes. And then Road 14 on 123rd, so
A couple good rains will clean some of that too.
those 3 miles in there. So they're just kind of updating their loops and doing it where they're, you know, it's not like a grid because you only do it where you have service, you know.
Sure.
Can I use those for?
Second.
We got a motion by Kipley, a second by Sutton to approve the 4 right-of-way allowances for NBC. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Couple other things that we got going on. We're just getting started with our paving, so we're up at Claremont. And the next few days, we'll starting at Claremont, going down 4 miles. Basically getting it prepped, rolled, watered. Hopefully we'll get the oil shot this week. Whether or not we actually get some asphalt laid this week, I don't know. It'll be about 5 or 6 days once we get going on it. That's the first thing we're gonna do, and we got 14 up at Sable's Mill. I was through there and it's pretty decent. I don't know if he's got like the final, we got all the gravel up there. If Casey got back there to blade it all and get it all squared up. And we milled those 3 miles, which will get re-hard surfaced. I can't say, it'll be this summer, I just can't say exactly when yet. So that's kind of the status of that stuff. This will be the first thing we pave. And then we'll be, it's not on here, but 11, we got a little bit in there, and then we'll be moving down here. So we're finally getting going on the paving stuff. Doing a lot of culvert work, which is good. Cleaning them out on the ends and replacing a few, and try to get in the habit of doing that when it's dry. Instead of when the house is burning down, we're gonna rewire it or something, you know.
Talk about ditches filled in.
Yeah. So doing a little bit of that, and then the last thing, up at Elm Dam, there's no substantial reportings from the last thing we had. They're still working on it, but they called me last week to ask about dirt borrow, and I don't know how. I mean, you guys know we got 40 acres where the actual spillway, the primary spillway, is sitting. So the road that goes down to Mrs. Dixon, Mrs. Dixon. So as you're facing south on that road, you go down there 660 feet and then east, and that's where the county's property is. So there's like a high plateau, flat spot that's immediately immediately east of the spillway. That's the county's property. So we got 40 acres in there, basically occupied by the spillway and the dam, but there is some area on the east side. The other thing, and then we have 60 acres that's in the next section to the south, or excuse me, God, I'm turned around because I'm looking at the map upside down. I got to turn this way. So, but then we have 60 acres that's on, on the lake side where the auxiliary spillway is. And there's a little bit of space on the west side of that, clear up past the spillway where they could borrow dirt. So the question that was put to me was the likelihood of those being available for dirt borrow for the project. I said off the top of my head, I don't see why it'd be a problem. I would assume your engineers aren't going to borrow dirt from a location because you're borrowing dirt near the spillways, right?
Mm.
So I'm assuming somebody put enough thought into it, and then get yourself in trouble, but that borrowing the dirt there won't impact the project in any way. So,
Legitimate question.
right. Well, I'm looking at that. You're digging another hole next to the dam that's a
That's
little
what I want for an
sketchy.
answer, but
Yeah.
there goes the water.
Yeah. So obviously I'm not authorized to sell that, but I said I would bring it to you guys, and I see no reason why, if they can incorporate borrow right next to the project. The other thing is there's a landowner about 5 miles away that has 2,000 yards of borrow that, they might integrate into the project too. So I didn't know your feelings on that, if you guys had a feeling either way. I mean, I was going to approach it as it would be available on-site borrow on a construction project's pretty cheap. And you think about Mike's stuff, if he had to haul in 200,000 yards of dirt. So I didn't know if you guys have an opinion.
Are we in one of those parcels, the 60 or the 40? Did we rent that out for hay or pasture or anything at all?
I don't. It looks like somebody hays it. I don't know what. I have no idea
remember.
About the. It doesn't seem like it gets hayed over there by the auxiliary spillway on top. That always seems kind of wildy.
On the west side.
But the one on the east side, there's like a big kind of a square piece in there that looks like to me somebody must mow. And I don't know if it's Rick Adama that does that or who does that.
Okay.
See, back in the day, and that's why we have a relationship like we do with Mrs. Hickson, is way back, way back, when that was all county parkland up in there, and it was an active park, Hickson's mowed all that stuff, and that was sort of the trade-off, is they would mow that up in that area, we didn't have to go up and mow it, and then they would plow out her road down to the farm there. So, that's why that's so
The city
intertwined.
doesn't own any land up there, do they?
I would have to look to be certain, and maybe Bader can answer that
I
off the
don't
top of
think
his
so.
head, but I don't think so.
Just at the Willow.
At the Willow they do?
Willow.
Yeah.
The term dirt borrow insinuates we're getting it back or something back, borrow. I'm
Sorry.
assuming we're getting nothing back.
Right.
We're getting the project back.
Yeah. Dirt pile, I don't know.
It helps get the project.
Well, I certainly think that the engineers would have figured it out. That if it in any way is going to impact the integrity of the project as far as holding the dam there, that they wouldn't,
Right.
they're not going to take dirt out of there if they have any
Right.
fear that there's going to be weakening the integrity.
Right. And I'm trying to just look at, I looked at it, go, okay, what's the worst thing or what's the most negative thing about it? And that's kind of, it's like you're building a dam on the Missouri and you're like, well, I wonder, can we take the dirt off this hill here? Well, I'm sure somebody can check that
And
out.
I guess the only other thing that I would think there too, that there's got to be some type of reclamation. In other words, you ain't just going to go in there with a scraper and dig out a hole and have it so that it's not, at some point in time it could be planted back. It would be planted back to grass or some type of vegetation so that it isn't.
That's all part of that. The minute you take the topsoil off on a project like that, you're going to have a SWIP program. You're going to have stormwater pollution prevention. There'll be a whole mess of stuff and silt fence and so. I don't think we need to overanalyze it too much. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something there I wasn't thinking about before I
We're
said,
gonna
yeah.
be moving a lot of dirt anyway, but.
Yeah.
Or if somebody asks one of the commissioners what happened there, we can tell them, I don't know, the highway superintendent
Highway
did it.
superintendent did something. That wouldn't be the first time you said that either, probably.
Employee training.
But, I think that is all I have.
The 14 and
Oh, yeah.
where they
That's a good
are
topic.
they just doing a blade lay of that, or are they gonna actually put pavement
Yeah,
on
I
top
should-
of that?
Yeah.
I had somebody call saying, you know how rough that is?
I guess I don't understand how, well, I do understand how we got to the point that somebody would drive up on that and instead of thinking it's a partially completed deal, think that, boy, the county really did a hell of a deal here, you know, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, I'm just going, come on, people. And the other thing, I even told one person, I go, 2 things I can tell you. Did you notice that it was striped? Well, yeah. I go, yeah, the county wouldn't have striped it. I mean, we would have put up a sign that said no striping. I go, it's a state project. The state doesn't do stuff like that. They get accustomed to maybe the county would do something like that. But I'm glad you brought that up too, because I got 3 more emails this morning about how the taxpayers got screwed over on this paving job, and I'm just like, oh no. But it's rough today. It'll be really nice. It's gonna actually, we're gonna end up with considerable, I don't know what the quantity is, we're gonna end up with a lot more, or we're gonna end up with more asphalt in there than what we originally were supposed to get, so we're gonna have more structure in there, except at the 2 areas where the elevation's not gonna change for flood control. But yeah, I
Just text them back and tell them, just compliment us when the job is
yeah,
finished.
yeah.
I did clarify too that it's not a county job.
Yeah.
That the state is doing it, and that I didn't think it was finished. I thought that was just the prep work done.
Yep.
So I just wanted to clarify that, yes.
You know, one of the things that Paul Dennert was in here about on a day that I wasn't very patient with him, was that thing is what he was talking about. That exact same thing of blade laying, because we did a whole bunch of that up on 14 ahead of the paver. And, yeah, if you don't get
impressed.
no, and you shouldn't have been that impressed, but the cost of doing that, if you're in the sense of this particular job, your per hour cost of doing that with the blade, and obviously I'm not trying to tell you it looks the same, but for what your objective there is to shorten up those differences, so when the paver goes through there, it's making up this much difference instead of that much difference.
So your finish coat's more uniform.
Right, and then, and to add structure, just add more structure to it, and running the blade versus running the paver, you're talking like $300 less an hour to do it that way. So that's why they do it. But you would never, and occasionally some counties, there are counties out here that have guys that are really good at blade laying, and that's some of their finished product. They put a shoe on the outside, and that's how they've done it for many, many years, and they can get some pretty nice stuff out of it. But
Well,
yeah, that's,
when you figure how deep the truck traffic was in the grooves. I mean, if you ever on that road, that one rain we had, I went on that road, and it was like driving a boat.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, by blade lane, you cover that probably 2 inches, which is probably not unrealistic. That's how deep those grooves were.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I even noticed on the stoplight coming on to 281 off the connection that I think there was 100 feet there where there were pavement, asphalt slobbered out on the road as you drove up there. I mean, boy, I don't know what they were hauling that stuff in, but holy criminy.
Yeah.
There was remnants of it out there.
Wasn't all making it, no.
Yeah, didn't all make it over to the project.
Well, good thing we're not paying for it.
So hopefully the live streaming here will help people understand that it's not finished and that the county's not doing it.
Right, and it should be, I mean, the whole project should be done presently. It's only a couple days. We did have to get our mower guy to not go up and mow down all the stakes so that they could keep paving today. We did get that phone call too. See, no one, I guess we haven't done anything to deserve the benefit of the doubt, I guess, but.
Okay, thanks, Dirk.
Thank you.
You betcha. Thank you.
I had a question, Dirk, on an approach.
Okay.
On the hill up by Frederick on 5, just on the east side of Rich Aiken's property there, just a little bit to the east, there's a new approach in there, and just wondered if there was a need for a variance for an approach there.
I don't know, are you talking way up by 281?
Yeah, off of 281, when you turn and go towards the bridge on 5.
This is that same Tyler Sumption one?
I bet it is.
So, was there a variance, or was there a need for a variance, or?
You know, we're having trouble with that one, but I don't remember where'd we leave it at. You can blame me
The ball's
if
in
it's
your
my
court.
fault. Yeah, I figured that.
The ball's in your court.
So we're waiting
It
for
was
me to...
installed without a permit application. So, you know, we still maintain 7th Street, I think it's called, isn't it? Whatever.
I don't know.
I mean,
The road up
Brown
there?
County 5.
It's Brown
Is it on
County
the east
5.
side of 31 going into Frederick?
It's
So
on the
we
east side
sent a
of
letter
201, you know,
And
where
that's
Rich
where
Aiken's
it's at.
property is,
So
there's
we
an
sent him a
approach
letter
goes in
saying
his,
that-
and just a little bit
Didn't have
east
a
of there,
permit stuff,
they put
we
in a
still
new approach,
maintain
but there was no
that highway.
variance.
Is it
It's
go
not
to
the, you know,
what is it going
Frederick
to?
City.
It's going
property.
into
The oatmeal?
Anthem Oatmeal Warehouse.
Is it close to the
There
500
was
or
other
is it
things
not even?
Oh, it's
involved,
closer.
and that just kind of-
The way I get it anyway, it's closer than 500 feet.
Yeah. I suppose I should address it again. We had another issue with him when this came up, then I started getting pictures of the county pickup driving through there.
Because he thought they were being looky-loos.
Yeah, and then there was even, he referenced to some things being stolen and included a picture of the county pickup, which didn't excite me, that's what he's insinuating, but, so, once we got to that point, we kind of frickin', but like Bader said, he's got a approach, or he got a letter saying that that's illegal, so we just gotta follow up on it now. And after I finally told him to call the commissioner or the sheriff about whatever he thought was going on there. I said, I asked my guy, he said he didn't steal anything, so. So, anyway.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. The hell, let's talk about TIFs quick, too.
I'm ready. Anytime.
Oh, look at the time.
I was on the phone for a half hour this morning with a guy that got included on a tip that ain't very happy about it, like to the tune of 100 acres, and he got involved or got tangled up in it, and
Thanks, Kurt.
Yeah, I gotta remember that. So if you want to target trucks that bring up wheel tax and then tips, if I
Well,
want to
here,
Nothing like taking the limelight off of you.
look at today's sheet.
I know.
$435,000 to pay service TIF bonds, and I mean a fraction of that to pay the other bills.
Yeah. I know.
Okay, we'll
Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. I appreciate it.
We'll jump on to our next
I'm
agenda.
gonna
We
send
have,
y'all a text in a little bit about my personal schedule the rest of the week here, but I just don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay.
All right.
South dump site location.
We're close.
Who do we have representing us here? We got Ross and Mike, any...
All I saw was on the agenda.
Did you get anything from Ken?
Yeah, we got it. I had a couple minor changes, and I think I included you and Dennis on that. We're just kind of waiting to hear back, but we're close. I don't know if we were supposed to be out of there with our dumpsters today, right?
No, July 1st.
July.
July
Okay.
1st, yeah, we got time.
So it should be done right.
Major changes from what we talked about last week?
No, nothing big. If you look at it
I'll have
in
to
the
see if I
comment.
got it.
Oh, I had Ron drop where the trees would be from, if we were going by our ordinance.
Okay.
So there's a picture on there of,
But it's 150 feet back from the center of the road, is that right? Or from the right-of-way? Which is it, where the trees diagonally with the property can come up through the road?
Center of the road.
Center of the road.
but we were thinking it was up the right of way
Yeah.
when we were in that meeting.
Yeah.
So we might
gained a
still
little-
have to
we gained
apply
a
for a
little bit
variance.
there.
Might still have to apply for variance to get them out closer to...
Yeah, and I don't know how much of a variance you want to look for there because the safety issue, fire department getting in and out of there quick, all those trucks on that road. I don't know if we need it, but
I stopped out last week after we had our discussion and talked to Durkin, and he said even if we get, go back 50 feet, that would be adequate because the line of sight is not an issue from where the fire trucks pull out.
So, yeah, you can look at it. Ron drew it up and drew a little line
Okay.
about halfway into the building.
Yep. If we go the full 150.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Less we have
I
to
mean,
do.
I think it's, you know, get it over there.
We're having a fence, that's what's gonna contain everything, so the trees just go by the dictated.
So we'll see what we get back from them, and then we should be able to move ahead with it. It's just the minor details, and I think we got everything worked out that was somewhat contentious.
And I don't think we need Helms and Associates involved in that process. I mean, if we can't get the highway department and your department to work out what needs to be done there, I just don't think we need to pay
Yep, no, that's fine.
an engineer for more designing there. I don't know, what do you think, Dwayne?
I agree. I think any number of contractors can go in and shape it and do whatever we need for drainage and make it in compliance.
I think there's been some activity where somebody's starting to clean something out of the building there. I was told that. Somebody was seeing people moving stuff out of there,
Good.
so I don't know if it's Bob or who it's doing, but
Good.
evidently they are starting to move some, what you want to call
And we
it,
did-
valuables or junk out of the building.
Well, that was another thing that we did get cleared up in that contract, is that if Bob does not have what he wants out of there, was it June 1st? No,
August.
August 1st. That then it automatically becomes the county's, and then the county can go in and clean out whatever they want out of there.
Yep. I think we bumped everything back a couple weeks.
15th maybe.
June 15th is when we had our closing set.
Because that was kind of
August 15th.
Yeah, whatever's left on August 15th is ours to deal with however we want.
I don't think there's gonna be much there but the building and the...
Yeah, Dennis and I met with Ken and Bob last week, and Ross was there, and got a few things that,
Getting closer.
yeah, a few things ironed
we're
out that
getting
wasn't
closer.
much change, so.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Sounds good, then we'll wait to see what the next week brings. Okay.
Spring cleanup went well?
Spring cleanup did go well. I don't know what the count was, about 6,500 vehicles versus 8,500 the year before.
Yeah, last week's crazy.
So anyway, I needed to talk to Dirk too about the stop sign
Mm-hmm.
at the landfill corner. We've had multiple people blow that stop sign here within the last 3 months, and some near,
You're talking about down on 14?
right next to Donnie's,
Mhm.
Vincel's, right there at
And
12.
heading south.
379 heading north.
Oh,
So they come across from the south
They
and
come
shoot
across
across.
from the south and shoot right across headed north, and I don't know if it's the size of the stop sign, where the stop sign's placed.
They're
You know,
just already there.
It's similar to,
Yeah.
6, really,
Mhm.
where they're not, I don't know, Cheryl Erickson almost got, T-boned here the other day, and
Really?
we had another vehicle come through there. I bet there's been even 6 to 8 complaints on that stop sign just in the last 6 months.
rumble strips might be a good investment there.
It might help, but like I said, even the size of the stop sign is set off if you drive that road.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's where it's supposed to be, but, it's set way over.
Can we put one of those red flashing lights up on Fairgrounds North up here?
Well, and 6 South on the 14 has got flashing lights on there too. The big difference there is we've got an individual that watches that stop sign pretty close up there on 6. And probably nobody paying attention to the one, the accidents and stuff that have happened in there. And that's a little different too, 6, because that hill right there, when you're coming from the north going south,
Right.
you're looking to the west, and I can't believe that one that you're talking about.
Yeah, this is flat right there.
Wide open.
Yeah,
But,
but even the intersection a mile west of that's had that stuff happen.
so
So,
it's,
yeah, work it out with Dirk and
yep.
see what we can do to increase the visibility.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, have a good day.
Anything else coming before the commission?
I guess I'd make a motion to go into exec for personnel
And contracts.
and contracts.
Got a motion by Kipley, second by Sutton to go into exec for personnel and contracts. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are in exec. We are out of exec. There was no action as a result.
No.
Top heavy.
Is there anything else to come before the
Oh,
commission?
boy.
Not hearing anything, I would
Motion to
entertain a
adjourn.
motion.
Second.
Motion by Kipling, second by Sutton to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.